What's going on, everybody? I've never been somber after a win, um, or depressed after a victory, but today's game was definitely a very bittersweet victory for the 49ers, considering how things ended and you know the how we project to the future after what happened today. So I'll start with the good, which there's some good in this game. Um, 49ers really kind of asserted their dominance in this game after kind of a slow start on defense, where the run game of the Detroit Lions was pretty dominant for a while. But the Niners kind of asserted their dominance in this game and showed that they were the better team because they are. They're more talented, they're better coached, just all around. What transpired today for the first, I don't know, 3.5 quarters was considered expected. The Niners, Jimmy Garoppolo had a pretty solid day, you could say. He was 17 of 25, 314 yards, one touchdown, no interceptions. Trey Lance actually got into the mix. He was 1 of 1 for 5 yards and a touchdown pass himself. So the rookie has a touchdown pass in the National Football League. So way to go, Rook. Elijah Mitchell, who ended up being relied upon heavily in this game because of an injury to Raheem Mostert, which I'm going to talk about. An injury that, I'm not going to lie, it's kind of expected. He was angry in training camp in the offseason for reporters, reporting that he's injury prone, and he was all upset about that. And then as soon as he steps on the field, he makes 2 plays and he's already out. So be mad if you want it, the press or people of the media, but your track record is a guy who is extremely talented, but a guy who is extremely fragile and can't stay on the field. So in his absence, Elijah Mitchell carried the ball 19 times for 104 yards and 5.5 yards a carry. He played outstanding today. And, the Niners, in a way, didn't really miss Raheem Mostert. But the fact of the matter is, injuries once again reared their ugly head in a game that, for the most part, for 3.5 quarters, was really the Niners' game to dominate. Deebo Samuel had an outstanding game himself, 9 catches, 189 yards, 1 touchdown, and, of course, the big giant fumble at the end of the game that kind of put a damper on things for sure, because it ended almost costing the Niners this game, which no one would have thought at the time, because the Niners were up, I think 41-17 with about 6 minutes left in the game. And then, as we all saw, the wheels definitely came off in this one. My heart sunk when I saw Jason Barrett down on the field, for sure. I am not an eternal optimist. I am actually someone who's quite negative, but I was trying to be the eternal optimist about the injuries and everything. And I was just trying to stay really positive. And seeing him go down definitely kind of just made me realize how the good teams find a way to somehow, some way in this rough and tumble game to stay healthy. And this wouldn't be an issue if the Niners were a relatively healthy team from year to year. When you have over 30 players go on IR like they did last year, it's an overarching theme. And I tried to stay as positive as possible. But when Barrett went down and all that happened, I couldn't help but think, are we really surprised? I mean, we put money on a guy who's had really one healthy season in 5 years, and he played really well. He showed that he could be a starting caliber corner, maybe top 5. But the fact of the matter is, he hasn't been healthy his whole career other than 1 year. And we put money on this guy and didn't really address the secondary issues. And now we're paying for it, because now we're going to be tested. Him going down means guys like Ambry Thomas, Diamador Lenore, possibly Dante Johnson's getting pressed into the mix, which is not good. And we might even have to go to the guy that we signed this past week. His name, I can't. You guys know who I'm talking about. I just can't think of his name. Mark in the comments made a good point. He says, we faced the wide receiver group in the NFL and played well until Jason Barrett left the game with the knee injury. But after Barrett went down, yeah, we played horrendous, Mark. Nothing, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's a lot of that they're saying is because the Niners were so concerned about the injury to Jason Barrett that they started pulling players off the field, apparently. And after they pulled players off the field, they started to lose the grip on the game because of the situation. You're putting a bunch of backups in, and a lot of players, they said, were really, upset or down that they lost Barrett. And then Kyle called on those same players that he pulled to go back into the game and try to stop this thing from completely imploding. And luckily for them, they were able to stop it in the end. But I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Have I seen Kyle Shanahan-led team choke away leads? Yes. But I don't think I've ever seen a game where a team is clearly the better team and dominating, and then all of a sudden one player gets hurt and it completely changes the complexion of the game. And that's exactly what happened. So I'm not really positive right now. I think the Niners have a serious issue in the secondary. I think the Niners are really, really in trouble. And I don't know what they're going to do to fix it. I don't know what you can do at this time because there's not a lot of guys out there in free agency. It's not like you can go out and get, a top flight NFL corner. The Niners are saying that they might kick the tires on Richard Sherman, which what does he even have anymore at this point? All I know is that at corner was thin going into this game. And now it's even more of an issue because of the situation. So I'm definitely in for pause right now. The Eagles look good today. So it's definitely for me a sign of that, I definitely am going to worry. And I think we all should worry because that is definitely a big problem right now is we just don't have the cover corners out there. The pass rush was inconsistent at times and got out there and made some plays, the pass rush, but then all the other times they were nowhere to be found. And the run defense was leaky. They did not play well in this game. They kind of shirted up towards the end, but then, as you know, they started throwing the ball like crazy because they were trying to make their way back into this game. So the defense played over 80 snaps. They looked really fatigued. It was just an ugly, ugly ending to an otherwise really good game. And we definitely have to talk about the fact that, Mostert is now down possibly. Dre Greenlaw went out of this game after the giant interception that I thought pretty much put the game out of reach. I don't know about you guys, but I thought the game was out of reach after that point. But I was wrong. And, the Niners just look so dominant. And, you lose a guy like Greenlaw and you lose a guy like Verrett, and it's starting again the same way it did last year. And for anybody to say that it's one game and it's the NFL and it's injuries, I don't want to hear that anymore because this team brings a whole new level to the meaning of it's one game and it's the NFL. This team, we can't compete at the level we want to if we're going to lose a starter every single game. We're just not. I don't care what anybody says. You can be the best coach out there. If you don't have talented players on the field, you can't win. So, yeah, can we regroup and play better next week without Verrett? Sure. But if this keeps happening and we lose a starter every game, you can kiss this season goodbye real quick if that keeps happening. So, was it a freak injury that happened today, Verrett? Yeah. But this team has an overarching issue with injuries. They put their money into a guy that had injuries for a really long time, and they kind of got what they paid for. The Niners got what they paid for sure. Trade Mostert. I don't think he has any value at this point if he's going to be as fragile he was today. Otherwise, I would agree with you. Mark says it's embarrassing that the Lions offense was in the game longer than our offense and defense. Yeah, it's pretty gross. It was there's a lot of blame to throw around today. Uh, one person who I don't think deserves any blame today was Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm always willing to be wrong when it comes to anything in football. And I would say that I was pleasantly surprised how well Jimmy played. Other than one kind of errant throw or two, he was pretty solid. He played pretty well. Yeah, he missed that slant to Debo, but, Debo also fumbled the ball too. So, it goes both ways. But, you know, there's parts of you can dissect every single game and tear every game apart down to its, bare bones. But the fact of the matter is that we were up on a team by over 20 points. And I tweeted on Twitter that we need to put our foot on their neck, that you never give up and that you play till the end. And that's not what the Niners did. Yeah, I know that the Barrett injury had a huge effect on everybody's psyche, but that's just, you gotta finish. Part of me is happy that this happened week 1 because I feel like it's a good lesson that the Niners could use. And, you look ahead and you say, oh, Green Bay doesn't look that great and all this other crap. But the fact of the matter is they still got Aaron Rodgers, and we have a secondary right now that has 2 backup corners starting. So we got to worry about our own stuff before we could start talking about teams like Green Bay. The Eagles look good today. Now, they did go against a bad Atlanta Falcons team, so hard to get a good read on a team like Atlanta. But the fact of the matter is the 49ers have to take some serious stock in themselves, figure out a way to get better in pass defense, figure out a way to shore up that defensive line, especially in the middle with the run defense. Find out what the hell's going on with Javon Kinlaw and get him out there. The Niners have a lot of questions. I don't think I've ever been this depressed after a game. Just not in a good place mentally. I just think that the 49ers got punched in the mouth in the second half and they didn't respond well. So I see in the comments they're talking about Josh Norman. That's who I was talking about before. You always say that a team has a lot of depth and we're really deep at this position. And then amazingly enough, you go through a game and guys start dropping like flies and you go from having too many guys at one position to not enough. Secondary was a big issue and it has been a big issue. And the Niners could have done something to address that in the offseason, and they did it, and now they're paying for it. So the good in this game, Debo, he played fantastic other than the fumble. So I will give him a passing grade. Garoppolo played well. I'll give him a passing grade. Elijah Mitchell played great for a rookie. I'm really high on him. Like I said, I'll give props to people when they play well. I'm tickled pink that Jimmy played great. You know what I mean? He's one person you can't get mad at. But you can get mad at that defense. You can get mad at our defensive coordinator, our new defensive coordinator, for calling one of the worst closing quarters in defensive football I've ever seen. He's got to get better at his job. His inexperience showed mightily in this game at the end, for sure. So I don't know. I'm just right now. I'm not the happiest after this game. I'll say it straight up. Luke Luna says, I want all the haters to swallow their words and throw some respect on Jimmy G's name. I'll throw some respect on his name. You were right, my man. He played very good in this game. I see what you mean. I mean, he's a calming influence. It's one thing when you put a rookie in there, it's a little erratic. So I just don't want Lance to go in there and they put him in certain plays where you know what they're going to do. So him not doing well with the run game, I don't really blame it on him because the defense knows exactly why he's coming in for. So I'm glad, when the touchdown pass, the defense didn't really maybe have an idea what was going on and the Niners were able to capitalize. But when you put him in certain situations, he's going to run the football. Not the best use of his talents for sure. Mark says Jimmy played well. Luke and I agree, but with Kyle needs to make a better decision, and D'Amico needs to. Yeah, D'Amico needs to get a lot better. Very true, Mark, for sure. What a rough finish, but a W is a W. Yeah, it's true. I mean, you're right. It's a victory, and I should be really happy about it. But the injury to Barrett and the injury to Greenlaw and the injury to Mostert, it's concerning. It's concerning a lot. I'm glad we're going on grass next week. Hopefully that changes things. I don't know if it will, but yeah, I'm not the most positive guy right now. I was pretty hot after this game. I was not a happy person. Lambo says Jimmy didn't complete a single contested pass offensive court. Yeah, he played well. They designed some really good plays in this game, and Jimmy looked. The offensive line played pretty well too. The offensive line I got to give them a lot of credit. They pass protected Jimmy very well in this game. Mark says Debo and Kittle kind of cost us the game. Oh, you have no idea. I was maybe just like the players watching this game. I was almost like they were so far ahead. You couldn't conceive something happening. And that's how I kind of felt on that fumble, where it's like everybody is so just spaced out and, not thinking that he gets a ball off the helmet and all of a sudden they're back in the game. And then you get the fumble by Debo and it just snowballed. I'm glad this happened week 1. That's all I got to say. I'm glad this isn't the playoffs because we'd be going home right now. Jay Mouse says, now we're on to Philly. Yeah. Whew, guys, I don't know, man. I'm just, that secondary is going to be an issue, man. You lost your voice at the end of this game. Dude, I was sitting on my hands because I tend to flip out and throw stuff. So I was just in shock. But yeah, I don't blame you for that one. The important thing is we won. Let's get back and improve. It's the freaking NFL. That's why nothing is won on paper. Exactly. I said before this game the other day that we shouldn't take the Lions lightly. And it looked like I was wrong for a while. We were, smacking them around pretty good, but we let them get back in the game at the end and they almost came back and won. And that's atrocious to give up that kind of finish to a team that shouldn't be doing that. That's on the coaching. That's on the player. That's on everybody. So when I say don't take teams lightly, now you know what I'm saying. Like that was the reason, because we have no reason to be cocky right now. You know what I mean? We have no reason to be cocky. Nobody should be cocky. So if you don't fumble the game, it wouldn't be a close game, but rather do it now in week 1. Yeah. If you're going to have a game like this where things melt down, then I guess this would be the game, but still doesn't leave a good taste in my mouth. Mark says he agrees it's on everybody. Yeah, the blame goes to everyone in this game. There's not a single person that's not without blame for sure. Kittle had a okay game. He had 4 catches for 78 yards. He made some big plays when he got the ball. Had a good run block on the one. I think the touchdown that was it Michael Hasty or was it Elijah Mitchell got the big long one? I think it was Elijah Mitchell. He had a really big, nice block that sprung that one. So for sure, that was good. Secondary will be major issues, though. Yeah, it was major issues before this game, bro, and now it's even more major issues. What did we say before this game? The one guy we can't lose is who? Barrett. He's already gone for the year, and we don't have Mosley. So it's not the end of the world, but it's definitely going to be an issue. If we're going to beat elite teams in the playoffs, if we even get there, and you have a secondary that has Dante Johnson and Diamador Lenore and Ambry Thomas, good luck. DeWitt Morris says, dude, agree. Most of our fans live in fantasy land. Yeah, we need to be completely honest and be accurate with how we assess our team. This team has had one winning season since John and Kyle have been here. So everybody needs to step down off the cocky train. We have no place to brag. Yeah, we got to the Super Bowl, but we lost. So I'm usually pretty even keel and I don't get really upset or bothered, but this game had me pissed off on so many levels. I agree, Luke. No, I'm not downplaying the game, bro. And Jimmy played well. You have to call a spade on this one. Our defense played horrendous down the stretch. They were gassed. This team was totally affected by the Barrett injury. And D'Amico Ryans needs to tighten some things up here, and we need to figure out something at corner. So there's definitely some things to be concerned about, but Jimmy wasn't one of them. Jimmy played fantastic. I totally agree with you. Trade for CJ Henderson. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. From what I've heard, him and the front office have ironed things out. Plus, like, what will we trade them? Javon Kinlaw? I mean, I would, but it's not going to happen. D-line is going to have to step up the game with the secondary. Yep. That run defense has got to sure up too. That's the one thing when you run that wide 9 scheme, that's the issue that you have. That's why I've never been a really big, proponent for the wide 9 scheme is the type of run gaps you can get when guys are getting pushed downfield. So if Trey plays and has success, and so stoked if Jimmy plays out, I'm so stoked. I'm a Niners fan. I love the openly. I give love openly to anyone on this team. Haters going to struggle with. No, I agree, dude. I was happy for both of them today. I was so happy that Trey got his first touchdown pass. That was awesome. They're going so great, guys, until the end. And now I feel just completely. No, it's like I got punched in the stomach. Michael Corriera says, I hope it's not typical Jimmy, good, how good Jimmy and bad Jimmy. Yeah. Let's see if he can stay consistent and be good. John Niner says, hopefully Jimmy stays consistent this season. I agree on that one. We are 1-0. Let's be positive and have to suck it up and move forward. We have to believe in Josh Norman and the rookies. No, I'm not saying we have to forfeit the next couple of games, but we have to be honest and assess what happened. Is it the end of the world? No. But this game definitely showed that in order for us to compete for a championship this year, 1, we have to learn how to finish, and 2, we got to get an angle, and we got to get a figure out on this injury thing, and we got to figure out our secondary. If those things can get somehow ironed out over the next, 6 to 8 weeks, then I'll sing a different tune. Luke Luna says, cheer up, brother. We have Sherman out there and we have role players and $7 million in cap space. We are deep in some areas. It might be time to move someone. Yeah, I agree. I'm trying to cheer up, but I'm just irritated from today. We also have to blame Kyle in the save coaching. 100% agree. 100% agree for sure. Like, how many times are you going to have this situation happen where you're up and then you let a team sneak back into a game because you don't put your foot on their throat? Like, how many times is that going to happen? Another issue that happened in this game that I think a lot of people didn't realize, that the Niners were really bad with turnovers last year. And today they still are having that issue. I mean, they fumbled the first snap. And of course they had the situation happen with, hold on a second, guys. They had the situation happen with Debo at the end, coughing up the rock. And it just, Kittle letting the ball bounce off of him. It's still an issue. Turnovers, penalties, still an issue with this team. Penalties not as much today, but turnovers is still an issue. Yes, I'll just say that, it's week 1. I'm going to try to be a little bit more positive going forward. But the one thing that just bothers me more than anything is the injuries here. Every time somebody goes down on the field, I think someone's going to roll up and be hurt. And The Dre Greenlaw injury, none of us saw that happen. The Raheem Mostert one, I didn't see that happen. So it's like I have to watch every game and make sure that I watch the post game to make sure someone isn't injured by the time it goes to Twitter, because that's what seems to keep happening. So, man, that was a rough one. Another topic of discussion too is a lot of people are saying that Brandon Ayuk might be in Kyle Shanahan's doghouse. Shanahan said that he was working Ayuk back into playing shape because of his hammy, but also made reference that he was outplayed in camp by Trent Sherfield, and that Trent Sherfield deserved and earned the job as a number 2 receiver. So I don't know what's going on in that situation, but it's definitely something to worry about. I kind of take it as somebody thinks that they're better than what they actually are, and maybe kind of got a little soft in their preparation or the way they approach things, and Kyle's kind of putting them on blast. I don't know, but definitely a lot of Niners content creators and people out there were pretty shocked to see that whole situation and the way it's transpired. So hopefully Ayuk can get out of the doghouse and and he can get himself, back on Jimmy's radar. So, because he's a fantastic player, and I hate to see a thing like this happen. So, thank you, Jay in the Bay, for the $5 super chat. Yeah, glad we got the win. We're not a finished product. We're a work in progress, bro. Never truer words have been spoken. My concern still is the secondary as it was before the game, now even more so. Yes, injuries are fluke. Yes, it's football. I know everybody tells me that when I complain about injuries, but you can say that when a team has one here, one there, a couple here, a couple there. But when it's like the way we've been over the last however many years, over 30 people were put on IR last year, guys. Over 30. So it's an overarching issue. So for me to be a little bit negative or a little bit down because of an injury, you can understand. Facts like why our offense was leaving the field because they couldn't get a first down. The Lions were on the field longer than our offense and defense. Yeah, the defense they were gassed. I don't put it on the defense per se at the end of the game. I put that more on just the injury to maybe Jason Barrett and just the fact that guys maybe mentally weren't all the way there. I don't know. Going to the Eagles game next week. Hopefully we play a full 60-minute game with good football. I hope so too, brother. I hope you enjoy yourself. Don't drink too much. And hopefully the Niners come out with a dub. I trust John Lynch will do all he can to get the best 53 players on the field. I hope so, bro. Like I was positive most of the game. I was totally positive most of the game. But like I told you guys who watched me before, I'm a super critical fan, man. I get irritated easily with things like that. Hold on, guys. I got to shut my window because it's pouring outside. All right, I'm back. Yeah, it's a big thunderstorm over here. So if I get cut out, you guys, that's what happened. I think we need to get rid of Jalen Hurd. My God, how many years can you go without playing because of injuries? Trade him for a corner, possibly. Right, bro. No one would want him. That's wishful thinking. I would agree with you on that one. If he had some value, trade his butt away for a corner, but unfortunately, that ain't happening. DeWitt says, I miss Buckner. We all do, man. The Niners made the wrong choice. They kept the wrong defensive lineman. Straight up. Armstead is not even half the player that Buckner was. The Niners kept the wrong player. They overpaid for the wrong player. They overpaid for a guy that's had one good year and not a guy who was consistently good. So that's on them. And now they're going to pay the price for it. I hope so too, brother. I've never been to a live game, so I hope your experience is great. Yeah, I think he's done too. I think after this 6-week period, I think they're just going to cut him. I don't see him playing for sure. Nope, he was a healthy scratch. He was a healthy scratch, pretty much because he got outplayed by Elijah Mitchell. He's the more explosive player. So, no, he was a healthy scratch for this game. Mark says you ain't the same player after an ACL and a back injury. No, but no one's to blame, not even him. But the fact of the matter is what good is he to the Niners now? You're not mad at him because he gets hurt or upset at him. It's just what does he offer for the team? He doesn't offer anything. So he's just clogging a roster spot right now. Jay in the bases, I agree. We kept the wrong D lineman. Oh, it's not even close, man. Armstead had 1 tackle today. 1. That's it. 1 tackle. Wow. You pay $20 million a year for a guy that has 1 tackle in a game, and he needs to have Bosa and D Ford play on the outside around him to make him look good. Buckner was doing stuff without D Ford or Nick Bosa around him before they even got there. He was a damn good football player. The fact that he needs 2 players around him to make him better so that he looks like a good player is an indictment on whoever was the decision to keep him. So we need Willis. He had a good preseason. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Somebody at my job says they wonder if his success in the preseason was because of the steroids. So I thought that was funny. Listen, with Jimmy running things smooth, we are hard to stop offensively, and we'll start clicking defensively in this. Luke, I want your eternal optimism, but all I'll say to that is, and I'm not disagreeing with you, is the secondary is a huge concern. It's a huge concern. When you play great teams, we're going to get diced. So I agree with everything you say, but secondary is a huge concern, and we got to figure something out. That's all I got to say. 49ers, Jay in the base says, yep, the Niners went cheap. They didn't want to pay $20 million for Buck. Yep, and now it's costing them. I think it's funny that guys like Raheem Mostert or guys like Javon Kinlaw scoff at the media for asking questions about their durability, or, Mostert got mad at the media for saying that he's fragile or he's injury prone. You get mad at the media for saying things like that, but you can't even make it through 3 plays in a game and you're already out. So don't get mad at the media for reporting what they're seeing. Same thing with Kinlaw. He was like really standoffish during press conferences in the off season, saying there's nothing wrong with him and this and that and the other, and the dude isn't stepping on the field. So maybe you should worry less about what the media thinks of you and worry about getting your body into playing shape and playing better when you're on the field, or just don't say anything, because to blame the media because of what they say or what they question about you, I think that's stupid. I agree. They got a really good front, DeWitt. A really good front. They have a deep defensive line. So the Niners are going to be on their A game for them to win in Philly. Because I was watching something and they were talking about how Philly's line is super deep. These players come to the Niners for retirement plans, it seems. Right? Yeah. Just coming here to cash in. Well, we thought we would draft a guy who could have an impact and save some money for Kittle, Warner, Trent. We had to let him. Yeah, I know. Maybe we're all going to be wrong and he'll get back on the field, but there was a draft report and a draft red flag that he's had knee tendonitis before he was even drafted. So if the Niners drafted him anyways and went against the report and decided they were going to make their own move and go against medicals, then that's on them for making a stupid decision. So we got to play better in the secondary. We do got to be better. I can't see, guys. Any glasses? Yeah, if we play better in the secondary, a lot of things will be better. So I wonder who's more depressed, Aaron Rodgers or us. No, he played. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that whole situation. All I got to say with that is what everybody says to me is week one, and there's a long season ahead. So hopefully this was the worst of what we could do on the field, defensively, and as far as choking away a lead and injuries, and things are going to get better from here on out. But you guys can't lie and say that you don't watch a game and hope that every play someone gets right up off the field and doesn't roll around like they're injured. Because every time somebody's down, I think they're hurt, and a lot of times they are. So that's how I watch games. You hope Buckner comes back. Yeah, I don't think that's happening. Michael says Kinlaw barely did 11 on 11 in practice. Another damn injury prone player. Yep. There was red flags on his knees coming out of college that he had tendonitis. So he had a surgery to help something. I don't know if it was just a cleanup. And he's had all these flare-ups apparently, and he hasn't been able to stay on the field or practice consistently because of that. So you are right. And whoever said that, you guys are right. I need to try to be more positive, but we'll see. Kittle's contract was a squeeze as well as everyone else. He brought back Capsules will grow, but it will be tough to get Buckner type. Yeah, it's not going to happen, guys. I hate to tell you, Buckner's not coming through those doors. We made that decision. We went the route of paying someone what $3 million less a year, and we're reaping the benefits of that one. We got to keep scoring. We let up. I agree. I was telling my brother, man, I love when Kyle gets in the mood where he wants to score on people and keeps his foot on the gas. And like literally after I said that, we took our foot off the gas. No, I don't. I don't think he has anything to offer, Jay, other than coaching. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it very much for the $5. You guys are so generous tonight. You're making my night a little bit more bearable after watching that train wreck at the end of the game. We got Bosa, his contract we got to worry about because we can't have mass contracts all over the field leading to Trey Arias' contract. Yep. I'm tripping about future contracts more than anything. Yeah, it's true. You make a great point. We still got Trey's contract to worry about down in the future and Bosa. So one thing at a time, man. I'm just glad we won, but to lose Rhett in the fashion that we did was unfortunate. Just the injuries, it just put a real big damper on the game. I'm not super enthusiastic right now. I apologize. No matter what. No, you don't need to be more positive, bro. You are being realistic and not living in fantasy land. Thank you. A lot of people like to put sugar on top of things because it helps them deal with it. And unfortunately, I'm just not that type of person. I kind of tell it like it is. And a lot of times it comes off as like hyper negative, but it is what it is, you know? Let's be honest. Lion center and guards handled our DT. Yeah, our D tackles play like shit. Sorry. If we hit on 50% of the draft, we are doing pretty good, honestly, to mention the hit on the mid rounders and the undrafted players. Yeah, I agree on that. They were talking about that today in the game in the broadcast. Me and my brother were talking about that too. His Dolphins won, by the way, so I'm very happy for him. So hooray for that. Bills lost today, which was kind of funny because everywhere you go around where I live, it's Bills this, Bills that, Josh Allen this, Josh Allen that. You know, they got a cereal at the grocery store. They have hot sauce and barbecue sauce at the grocery store. So you could be the Bills and have all the expectations. You know, the Niners are somewhat under the radar right now. So they can kind of get away with some things. But, you know, the Bills are expected to do some things this year. And so starting off 0-1, it's only one game, but I'm just saying. Eagles going to be a tough one for sure. Their D line is good. Let's see how Jimmy does against that defense. I agree. That'll be a great test. You need to be. I can't take it anymore. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't. You live in upstate New York too, Bills country. Yeah, I'm in Rochester, so I'm pretty. It's Bills. Everything here. Rochester, New York is Bills country, 100%. But I'm not trying to hate on the Bills or anything. I just, they have a lot of expectations this year, and I'm just happy that my brother's team, the Dolphins, got the win for sure. Penei Sewell definitely belongs. He played very well. Yep. And Nick Bosa even said that he definitely belongs on the left side for sure. So hopefully the Lions are listening. Keep him on the left side because he definitely played very well today. They controlled Bosa all night, minus one good play. I hope he gets him. I hope it's just him being nervous. Yeah, Bosa played a little inconsistent. He had a good run tackle in the backfield, and he had that good bull rush. But yeah, the Niners' defensive line was a little quiet today, other than those sacks. I must say, their offensive line played pretty well considering all the talk coming into the game about how good our defensive line was. But again, like you said, guys, it's one game, so I'm trying to be positive. Peninsula, yeah. Sorry, I already wrote that. I already read that. Yeah, that's why they play the game. That's right. 16 more weeks until to go until the playoffs. So we will see. Not to hate on Jimmy, but what did he do today? Yeah, no, he played well though. He played well. He could have played really bad, but like I said before this game and on my last stream, you beat the teams on your schedule that you're supposed to beat. And the Niners almost lost this one, and it wasn't on Jimmy. Jimmy played well enough that this game shouldn't even have been close. This one was on the defense. This one was on bad defensive play calling. This one was on Coach Shanahan. And this one was on players just mentally not being in the game after the Barrett injury. There's a couple of reasons why the Niners pooped this one away, but like I said, they won the game, so we got to be positive, I guess. But good thing it's only week one. Let's just hope we don't lose any more players to big, long, extensive injuries. Does anybody have an update on the Dre Greenlaw injury? Because I could have sworn I heard the broadcaster say that he was back in the game at the end. I didn't see it. I probably can watch a replay at some point during the week and look all the way at the end of the game and see if I say Dre Greenlaw. But I could have sworn that Dre Greenlaw he wasn't ruled out. He was just questionable. But that was a damn nice interception return for a touchdown, I will say. I'll be positive on that. That was awesome. I thought that sealed the game. So, oh boy. The O-line played well. They created holes for the running game and provided a clean pocket for Jimmy G. The O-line will be tested next week. Oh, yeah, they're going to be tested for sure. You were right about that one. He didn't go up against a good D-line today. No, you're right. He's going to be tested next week, guys. I'm not saying he's a world beater or Tom Brady or anything. I'm just saying he did what was expected today, which he doesn't always do. So I'm going to give him credit on that. I'm not trying to be all negative on everybody. I got to say some positive things. You want Robert Saleh back if D'Amico doesn't show up, man? We'll never get him back, man. I wish he was still here. That would not have happened if he was still the defensive coordinator. Greenlaw did come back in on the field. I didn't see it. That's awesome. Good. Defense played good in the second and third quarter, but did not start good and did not finish good. Correct. People always say it's not how you start, but how you finish. Both of those sucked. So it does matter how you start. and it does matter how you finish. Yep. Well, I was a huge anti-Salah guy for a long time, but he proved me wrong last year, and I had nothing but good things to say about him. I wasn't always a Salah fan for sure. Even Jay knows that. I was pretty hard on Salah. Yeah, we do got to get this one out of our mind and wash ourselves clean, man. Yep. Salah ain't coming back. The defense was playing well enough to allow only 17 points. The D was severely impacted by yeah. They definitely were. There was definitely a mental hangup. From what the talk was is that they were pulled after the injury because Kyle Shanahan was kind of just like, wow, okay, he's gone. And then they started to come back. So Kyle had to pretty much get everybody who is kind of in a state of like whatever, who was all but done. He had to get them all with the mindset to get back into the game. So guys were just not mentally or physically in the right place. But still, it's no excuse. I mean, you're a professional football player that gets paid a lot of money. You got to be able to fight through that stuff. The Lions didn't lay down. They earned my respect. Yeah, I agree. Their coach earned my respect. The guy all about the biting kneecaps guy. I'll definitely say that. Yep, Kyle got scared and put the backups in. Yep. I don't blame him. Can you guys blame him? I can't blame him. But it was the wrong move, and it almost cost us. You wanted Salah gone in 2018, then 2019 happened, and it was amazing since then. Agreed. I was a little hard on him at the beginning of last year. I said that he was only good because of the guys that he had on the field. And he proved me wrong when he was able to adjust, especially when Sherman wasn't playing. I think Sherman was a liability. And when Sherman wasn't in the picture and Barrett was playing, that defense actually played really well last year. All right, Jay. You take it easy, brother. I will see you. Go Niners, man. I'll try to be more positive on my videos coming this week. I'll try. I can't promise you, though. Kyle is not like his dad. I say Mike is way better than his son because Kyle coaches safe. Till he proves us wrong, man. I can't really disagree with you on that one. Yeah, we definitely got to get the kinks out, man. This game was all about the kinks. It was pretty. It started pretty and it ended horribly, but I don't know about you guys, but I was pretty exhausted after that game. Mostert injured his knee somewhat. I don't know. They haven't really uh, expounded on the seriousness of his injury. I'm sure we'll find out tomorrow. I don't think it's an ACL tear though, from what they said. So I don't know, a strain, something. I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. Yeah, I saw that on Twitter too. People were pissed off that the starters were still in, and then people were pissed off that the backups got put in and that they had to put the starters back in. Yeah, I saw that whole debacle on Twitter. I saw it all. I know exactly what you're talking about. Either Philly's good or Atlanta's. I think it's a little bit of both, to be honest with you. I think it's a little bit of both. You can't please everyone. No, you cannot. I'm hard to please. So I'm not taking exception to it. I'm just saying I'm hard to please. I can disagree with him. Kyle is an innovator, one of the last ones in the NFL doing original stuff. Look at his coaching tree. No, I agree. I just think he has an issue with finishing games. I feel like he is a great starter to games. He's a great talent evaluator for the most part. He's a schematic genius. He has a great eye for running backs. But when it comes to finishing games and putting people away, he just makes the wrong choices a lot of times. Now, Andy Reid that's been said about Andy Reid, and Andy finally won a Super Bowl. So it's not like he can overcome, but it's definitely something that is a concern of mine and is a concern of a lot of you guys. It seems Mostert has chronic knee issues, nothing torn or broken. It just flares up and like a pimple on pitcher day. Oh, I had plenty of those, so I know what you're talking about. uh, well, guys, I'm trying to think if I could say anything else to put a bow on this thing. Um, Pretty much said everything I needed to say on this game. Uh, this is a game that I hope we don't have to see again. Type of outcome. Uh, Secondary is the issue here, guys. You know it. Injuries is another issue. We got to figure out those two things. I think special teams played well, except for the missed field goal by Gold. I don't know if you guys caught Gold slipping and busting his ass before he kicked the field goal that he missed. If that wasn't a bad omen to a guy missing a field goal, I don't know what is, but I thought it was pretty hilarious. It's only week one, like everybody's saying. You know, the Packers got boat raced today by Jameis Winston, but it's a long season, man. Look at the two rookie quarterbacks that lost today. The NFL is like a week-to-week business here, so I'm down. I'm depressed about losing Barrett. I'm upset about how we finished, but still a long way to go. So I'm going to try to be positive on that note. You know, I want to blame it on the AstroTurf, bro, but it seems to only be an issue with us. So I'm not saying that other teams don't get injured, but it seems to be an issue with us. Is it the shoes we're wearing? Like, well, I don't understand it. You know, I could be wrong. It could be other teams, but it seems it's always an issue with us. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but I think we play on natural grass next week in Philly, and I think then, of course, we go home. So that'll be good. Hopefully. Right. That's the one thing I will say you were right about. Well, I'm not that one thing you were right about, but that's the one thing I will say. Who are these guys, and how are they able to put up that many points? I don't even know what to say. Like, and it was freaking what's his face too, Jared Goff, that did it to us. That's the other thing that really got to me today. Clearly, Gold was concussed. He slipped on a banana peel. No way he's going to make the field goal. Yeah, right. Atlanta don't have a defense even without Barrett. We're going to make Philly look different. I hope so. I hope you're right, Luke. Luke, I'm trying to be more positive. Luke's very optimistic. I got to take a little bit of note from him. Same with Jay. Uh, I'll say this in closing. The next couple of days will be very telling. If we decide to make a move again in the free agent pool at corner, I'm sure we'll get some answers on some defensive players, or excuse me, some players that went hurt today or got hurt today. So that should be interesting. I don't want to come across like the sky is falling, but unfortunately, that's just kind of how I was feeling after the game. If you listen to Dante Whitner's post game analysis, he kind of sounded like me, if not worse. But it's 1 week. We have a long way to go. Hopefully, with this injury bug, we can avoid it the rest of the way. Am I confident that's going to happen? No, but we will see. But we'll see. Like I said, it's one game. We have a long way to go, and hopefully things go up from here. I mean, we did win the game, so that's a positive. But the injuries in the secondary are the two biggest issues that we have in front of us right now that we got to figure out. Luke, you're right. Atlanta's D is trash. Yeah, they're pretty bad. They made the Eagles look like Super Bowl contenders. Yeah, they made Jalen Hurts look really good. You know, everybody was saying he was trash before this game, and now they're saying, "Oh, I don't know, Jalen Hurts is the man." So even analysis overreact, like Dan Orlowski, who I don't like. He's just a big mouth who talks. He said that Dak Prescott is now an elite quarterback and that he was wrong about him after one game. I think analysis and fans, we're all prisoners of the moment. And that's a human trait. It's not a bad thing, but I definitely will try to be more positive going forward. But I'll be honest with you, this victory felt like a loss today. Hopefully we can clean things up for next week. Hopefully we get some answers on the injuries, and hopefully we don't have any more really severe injuries happen, and we can make a run at this thing going forward, guys. But that's going to do it for me, guys. I hope everybody has a good night. Thanks for all the people that gave me super chats. Thanks for everybody else who was in here being supportive and talking. I waited a little bit before I went live tonight because I just wanted to kind of decompress after the game. I listened to a little bit of Postgame, not all of it. I did not call in, by the way, guys. I just didn't feel like it. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. Thanks for everybody for popping in here. Thank you, Jay, for the kind words. Thanks again for everyone. Thank you, Michael. Thanks for the show. It covered everything. I was worried about it too. Thanks, bro. Well, it's only, I know a lot of us were worried after that game. Some of us are able to kind of look at the positives on things. I'm a little bit more of just a Debbie Downer, a negative Nancy. So I'll try to be more positive going forward. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Hopefully everybody has a good night and a good week. If all you guys are working, if you're not, thanks for everybody. And hey, guys, just remember, it's one game. We have the whole season to go. And, you never know. I'm not going to say that we're not going to be a playoff team this year or anything like that. It's the things that happened today were pretty devastating. And hopefully the Niners can bounce back and move forward and make a positive outcome out of this upcoming rest of this season. So everybody have a great night. Thank you for letting me keep it real. And I'll see you guys on the flip side. Have a good night, everyone.